Well, it is Sunday. Sunday fun day. And this is now like the 17th time I've shot this same video. For a couple of reasons. The last time I was super confident about it, and you get home and you plug it in and no audio. But then you look at the subsequent videos and there's tons of audio, so it's a little strange. So yeah, we're gonna do it again. I've watched a ton of videos on $1 Million Bogan and the current situation, whatever you want to call it, that he is in. And I think I have some similar viewpoints and then some that differ. And I wouldn't even say they differ, I would just say they aren't what everyone else is thinking. So, let's start the show. So the first thing the videos are great, right? And Danny's channel was great. Do I think he's going to be back? Absolutely. I think he's going to be back because he kind of already came back, right? Shot a video, this is the end, say goodbye, yada yada yada, and then there was a video like 2 days later. So here's kind of point number one. The vlog at some point, and I don't think this is why it started, but at some point it took a turn for mental health awareness, and maybe in particularly men's mental health awareness, I'm not sure. And it's something that I think a lot of us struggle with, right? And I think there's always been a stigma around men struggling with mental health. And the channel did a lot to kind of bring that to light. To bring it to light and then to say, like, it's okay, like, it's cool, we all kind of deal with our own shit. So if that is one of the main reasons that the channel was there, why would you end that? Why would you take that? That's something that helps people get through their day. That sucks, because there are a lot of people who I think watch his videos for the comedic value, who watch them for the bikes, but for the most part we watch them for him, not to see what bike he's on. We look at it to see the hair in my mouth. That's what happens when you have a big beard. We watch the videos for, you know, his comedy, is his lack of political correctness at times, and we watch them for obviously Geelong Harley-Davidson. So it's really shitty to think that those videos are going to go away and all of that awareness towards mental health and all the help that it provides people is going to go away. And I personally just think, I don't know, I think that's a little petty. I think if that's one of the things that you're focused on and trying to help people with, you should continue to help people with it regardless of what bike you're on. Or if you're on a bike at all, right? Get a bicycle, get a pogo stick, I don't give a shit. Just continue to help people the most you can. And number two, the creativity. I know how it is to be in a job where you don't have a creative outlet. I don't have a ton of creativity in my job, so this is what I like to do. I like to come out, I like to ride. I've recently started making videos on the bike, and I do other things, but this is one of the creative outlets that I have, and it's important. It's important for my mental health and for the mental health of those people around me, and I don't get to do it nearly enough as I want to or should, but I still use it as an outlet, and I would hate to see that outlet go away for anybody, including Danny. So number 3, and this is kind of where well, I'm not going to say I deviate. So number 3, the political correctness absolutely sucks. It's not where we should be as a society. We should be able to make a joke. We should be able to jab fun at each other without feeling like we're being judged by society. And I don't think we are. I think there are a small number of people who have really big mouths. So now I'll get into the stuff that people aren't going to probably like. If Danny's a businessman, I'm sure a lot of you guys watching this have businesses. If you had a business, and let's just say for sake of argument, it's real estate, you can plug in there plumbing or anything else you want to, I don't care. And one of your employees or their friends or somebody who comes into the place regularly has a really big YouTube following. Let's say they have 70,000 followers, 3 million views, and they decide to start coming in, and they start saying, oh yeah, this, this place is great, but for real estate, this place is great, but the people here are really gonna like fuck you on a loan. They're gonna charge extra points, they're gonna charge points on the back end, they're gonna hide fees, their appraisals are double, oh, but they'll get you a loan and they'll treat you nice, but man, you gotta watch them when it comes to your money. And that went on YouTube. I mean, do you think you as a business owner would be like, yeah man, keep coming in, let's keep doing the same content? I mean, I know our job is to sell loans, but come on in. I don't think you would. I don't think I would. The other point that I don't think a lot of people are going to like is Harley-Davidson is a company. Their job is to sell motorcycles. And part of selling motorcycles is to not limit who you're selling them to. Harley-Davidson's demographic maybe traditionally has been middle-aged white men. I do think that's changing quite a bit. And I think when you see who is on YouTube now riding bikes, it's changed quite a bit. With, you have Queen Sit, great content, the video's getting, tons of views. People love her. I love her. I think she's awesome. She's black. And then you have Marvel Kid 87, also really, cool channel, cool guy, good content. Also not white. So these people of color are riding Harley Davidsons, and they're influencing people to ride Harley Davidsons. So the demographic of who normally is a rider is changing. Now, that's not to say that in lieu of that, we have to be massively politically correct and we can't, make jokes or be who we want to be, etc. But it is changing, and you have to take that into consideration. The thing about Harley-Davidson being the brand that's like the middle finger to the man, I don't think Harley-Davidson created that. I think Harley-Davidson wants to sell motorcycles and has always wanted to sell motorcycles. And the big finger to the man was something that kind of organically came out of people riding. And of course, if it sells bikes, they're going to take it. And they're going to embrace it. And they're going to do whatever they can to say, yeah, that's us. So, I don't know. It's one of those weird things where when I look at a channel like Danny's, like, I see it, the guy rides a lot. He rides more than a good majority of people. He rides in weather like this where it's potentially going to rain and it's freezing cold. But when you look at it from like a 30,000 foot view down and you say, okay, well, this is a middle-aged white guy. He's riding really nice bikes for the most part, including the CVO. And then when he's not, he's like in a pinstripe suit and he hops in a Ferrari. I mean, to me, that kind of makes you look like the man. shelter so I don't ruin my camera. But either way, I mean, that's one of the things that I wanted to point out. It's like, you can't say, like, damn the man. It's like, bro, you kind of are the man. So I think you got to see it from a couple different perspectives. Like, yeah, it sucks. The political correctness has gotten really out of control. It's not ideal. It's not what anyone wants. No one thinks it's a good idea, except for maybe leftist liberals who are triggered and everything hurts their feelings. But my last point is, while political correctness, I think, is going to be the end of society, there is kind of a fine line between political correctness and racism, depending on what the topic is, of course. And the one thing that kind of, I mean, it doesn't say it rubbed me wrong, but it just kind of caught me off guard, was the use of the word coon and the coon cheese. And I get in Australia, you know, I had the discussion with somebody on YouTube. It's, you know, it's a family name of a cheese company, and it's been around for, you know, 100 years or more. But when you use the term and you're specifically or intentionally or not intentionally using it, and it has that like racial connotation to it, I mean, to me that's a problem. Because believe it or not just middle-aged white men ride Harley Davidsons. And if you don't believe me, go look online. I mean, there's brand ambassadors right now like Queen Sit, who's killing it. I mean, her channel is killing it. And she is, you know, maybe late 20s, early 30s, black female. And she is destroying the game. And there's another channel I like, Marvel Kid 87. I can't say, I mean, I like the channel. There's some things I don't like about it sometimes, but overall, it's a good channel. And at the end of the day, not a white guy. And there are a lot of those channels. And I think even if you look at non-specific channels of just people riding, there is a gigantic contingency of black men who ride day in and day out, every single day. And for me personally, you know, I'm not a young dude anymore. And I personally don't give a shit about hurting people's feelings. But these are dudes who give as much, if not more, to the brand than a lot of people. And if you wouldn't say it to their face, then you sure as shit shouldn't say it behind their back or on a video. So for me, it's like, I don't care, man. Say what you want to about, you know, the CVO and the engineers not knowing what they're doing and not building a good bike because of whatever, and you put a cam in it and it doesn't have the torque you want, and you're smarter than they are, whatever. But when you start using words that have that kind of weird racial connotation and you're riding down a slippery slope, that's just not for me. And I think that's where Harley was like, it's just not for us. I don't think any of the jokes, I don't think any of the other content was something that bothered them. And of course, maybe we'll never know, because they're not going to come out and say it. But I don't know, man. I think it's one of those things where I hope he comes back. I never have cared what bike he was on. It was always just about, you know, the goofiness of the channel and the jokes and everything else. I mean, I could care less if he's on an Indian or a KTM or a Kawasaki or anything else. Really could care less. I don't think you guys care less either. And surprise, surprise, for those of you who have not ridden an Indian, they're actually really nice bikes. So I don't know, man. I think we have the ability to speak up. You know, I'll put some email addresses down in the body of this, and you can reach out to Harley Davidson executives particularly and let them know what you feel. But I mean, at the end of the day, number one, don't be a dick, because that's not going to help the cause. But, you know, try to speak eloquently as possible and tell them what you think. Like I said, I don't particularly care if he comes back on a Harley or he's a brand ambassador. I don't give a shit. It's not my man tantrum to have, because I'm not the one who put, you know, years into Harley Davidson, and they didn't give me anything, so I cried the blues about it. And on that note, I'm out.